Hey everybody, I'm Geek Soul Brother. I'm putting the funk in the Final Frontier. Welcome to my review of Westworld. Not the old movie, not the 1973 movie, but a new series that's came out on HBO. Really good series so far. Seen the first episode, kind of peeped at the, second. I'll tell you about screening I had later, but it's so far a good show. It's interesting. So let me give you a setup. There's this theme park that is dedicated to the West, and guests show up and they get to act out their fantasies, gunslinging, shoot 'em up stuff, saloon brawls, catching robbers. Maybe they want to be a robber, bank robber, something like that. Whatever they want to do. But the theme park is controlled by robots. Basically, all the cowboys and cowgirls and everybody in the theme park are robots, and the guests come in and they interact with the robots that look alive. You can't even tell that they're robots because they look alive. The basic premise, kind of like the original movie by Michael Crichton, 1973 movie, basic premise is that the robots are starting to wake up a little bit. They're starting to gain some type of, maybe some consciousness or something. The story starts out with Jeffrey Wright, who's a technician. He is interviewing one of the robots, and he's asking the robot if she feels, the robot's named Dolores, if she feels like her reality is starting to slip or anything like that. And she's saying no, but you start to see, as the episode goes by, you start to see that the robots are starting to have some type of consciousness or something like that. It's well acted. The cast is great. You got Anthony Hopkins, you got Ed Harris. Like I said, you got Jeffrey Wright, Thandie Newton, awesome Thandie Newton, James Marsden, and a new girl that I haven't seen too much, Evan Wright Wood. She's playing one of the main robots, Dolores. It's good because it's introducing a few things. It's introducing the robots kind of having this, usually see when human beings deal with like alternate realities, but here you got perspective of the robots dealing with alternate reality, what's real and what's not. Basically, they think that their Western world is their real world, and that they're humans, that they themselves are human in this Western world. But when they're in the lab, or when they're in the futuristic real environment, they think that that's a dream. So that's one interesting thing. The other interesting thing is that they immediately set up dynamics of the political kind of struggle that the company itself has between technicians, between management, possibly stockholders and stuff. We'll see as the episodes go by. And the third thing is that they introduce my man, the man in black, the gunslinger. I thought he was going to be like the original movie, where he was a real bad guy. But they switched it on. I'm not going to spoil it, but they switched it up. In the original movie, the gunslinger, the man in black, he was a precursor to Terminator. He is literally a robot that wouldn't stop. But in here, they kind of switch it up. Shout outs to Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy Nolan. They hopefully have come up with something really interesting, something that can enlighten us about AI, about possibly human rights, or AI rights, right? Because if they get to a point where we don't know if they're alive or not, do they have rights or not? Because in Westworld, I'm gonna tell you guys, they're getting jacked up. You see in the first episode, they get jacked up. So it brings in all these questions, and it also brings in this religious tone of people and sin and the robots. There's this thing with some flies, and it reminded me of Flies in the Ointment, a Bible passage about flies in the ointment, spoiling the ointment and stuff. And it's a good show because it sets up all these different layers. And I'm very interested, especially the man in black, what he's playing, Ed Harris's role, what he's playing. So I don't know. I suggest you guys go see it. I love sci-fi. Maybe you guys will like sci-fi in this sense. And this is really the first show that HBO is really getting into that hard science fiction. I'm kind of interested to see what transpires out of it. Anyway, you know what? Shout outs to Andrea, Laura, Carla, for inviting me to the screening event of Westworld in New York, and that was really fun. They had a couple screening events in the country, and we were at the New York one. Really nice. Enjoyed the panel. Got a little bit of swag. Got a little bit of swag. Got a little Westworld hat like that. It was good. It was nice, and shout out to you guys. Thank you very much for inviting me. Anyway, check out my blog, geeksoulbrother.com. Reviews and trailers on there. Also, find me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Hit subscribe button because I want to give you guys more video. And also shout outs to Jose for, again, let me do video at the Fortress of Solitude in Newark. Check him out. Come by and check him out. They got a lot of stuff. Leave some comments below. I want to know what you guys think about Westworld, what you think about AI. Should we give AI rights? Should we give artificial intelligence rights, robots, or should we just use them any which way we see how? Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.